HPD, so Houston Police Department critical incident. We'll see. I think it's a officer involved shooting. So, like I said, guys, I was a police officer for 5 years, and that doesn't mean I know shit, but I think it does give me a little bit of insight that a lot of, if not most of you, if not all of you, don't have. So anyways, let's see what we got here.
Where were you involved in an accident at? No.
Officers responded to a hit-and-run incident on May 17th in Houston, Texas, and then these events took place.
Okay, where were you involved in an accident? Interesting.
What? That's not the... Where were you involved? You got your vehicle listed as the vehicle involved in an accident. They got video footage and everything, buddy. I'm not here to debate about it. Okay. You said what?
So which one?
Okay.
Okay, wow. So, as I suspected, like from where he was, I assumed that he wouldn't get out of his car, out of his cruiser, and then reapproach the vehicle. So one thing we always talk about in law enforcement is something called Monday morning quarterbacking, which essentially means judging an incident after the fact. So you don't want to do that, obviously, because it's easy to decipher something when you can, when you're just sitting behind your computer looking at an incident. But what this guy is doing is very tactically unsound. You don't want to cant your car in the position like perpendicular how he was, just because, I mean, if that guy did have a gun, he could smoke him. And just so you know, every department I've been a part of or heard of, except for one that off the top of my head, they don't have bulletproof equipment. So you can shoot right through, a 40 cal is going to go right through this door, right through the windows. So this guy, if that subject wanted to kill this cop, it would have been easy. Because, I mean, just to be able to draw and punch out, by the time this guy turns and shoots, he's done. So I don't like his positioning, but...
Okay. So what was your intention? You didn't want to provide any information, it's state law to do that, right?
What did I hit?
What did you hit?
Final update on 1916
All right.
Clark.
I'm not going to debate about it with you, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to put you in handcuffs, we're going to put you in the back seat, we're going to move your car over there with the other two cars that are involved in the crash, okay? Hey, whoa, whoa! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! 22-21.
Good.
There's no shots fired.
So, as far as like as far as law enforcement goes, this is 100% good shoot. It is what it is. It sucks. Obviously, the goal as a law enforcement officer is always to preserve life. So, when it has to happen, it is an unfortunate circumstance. But here's the thing: like, we didn't get a good look at the gun, but him going in his waistband, grabbing something, and starting to pull out, giggity, it's already a good shoot. Even if it was like a phone or something, to be honest, because it's a furtive movement. He's being told to put your hands behind your back. This is just a no-brainer. So yeah, this guy...
HFD. I got a male, not conscious, not breathing, multiple gunshot wounds to his abdomen.
Where are you at?
We're in the park, the China border parking lot.
So this is interesting because so I've worked in 2 different departments, and there's different policies for each of them. Now, definitely in the first department I worked in, and it was very common practice, even in Baltimore County, the other department I worked in, you call out the call you're on before you approach it. In other words, this what was this called? Like it was like a China buffet, you would call out that you're out with a vehicle and give as much information to dispatch as humanly possible, so that if something were to break bad, like let's say it turned into a gunfight and they're pinned down or something, they can simply say, signal 1, which at least in one department meant, get the fuck over here right now. Now, in this circumstance, the guy's incapacitated or maybe even dead already. And the problem isn't existent here. Like, he has seemingly like all the time in the world to call out where he's at. But that's, to me, it tells me that these two marked out with this vehicle and didn't properly update their location. It was a good shoot. Yeah, we'll go. I don't know if. Wait, let me see if it replays it. I'll take you guys step by step. Okay, they don't replay it, so.
What did you hit?
Final update on 9716 Clark.
Okay, this guy's already like obviously kind of out of it, which is, I mean, that's not.
I'm not going to debate
That's not
about it with you.
pertaining to why it was a
What we're
good
going to do
shoot
is
or
we're going
not.
to put you in handcuffs, we're going to put you in the back seat, we're going to move your car.
And so these officers are obviously both approaching him saying that he's under arrest. So from there, as a police officer, I can tell you one thing. There is a lot of departments, like typically, like, like, I haven't seen it in a while, but like, some departments will code if, like, you're going to arrest someone, scratch the badge, or, people will come up with their own thing, or some people just tap their handcuffs or whatever. And the reason you do that is because you typically never want to make an arrest mano a mano. You want to have at least another officer in case things go south. Now, that's for obvious reasons. You are telling someone that I am going to take the freedom from you and you're going to jail. So obviously, bad guys sometimes aren't going to take that well. And this is a scenario that's probably taught, I can tell you is taught in academies time and time again. You're telling someone, game's over, you're coming with me in handcuffs. This is a very realistic scenario. And right now, I can't see anything in his waistband. Right here. That right there. I'm reaching for my gun immediately, because the one thing you'll also learn in the academy is that your reaction is going to be far too late as far as reacting to a stimulus like this. If you just sit there and like kind of look like, oh, is it a gun? Is it a gun? By the time he has it out and he's punching it out, you're done. You're smoked. I mean, reaction times are actually a lot slower than you might think. So the second just because you pull your gun out doesn't mean you have to shoot it. So, but at this point, I'm pulling it out and I'm pressing out at the very least. But obviously, and you can see him cant a little bit. He's almost certainly going for his gun. I do think drop your weapon should have been used first before emptying, but yikes, such a bad situation. Yeah, so the problem is, Ellie, with that is if you say drop your weapon, it's like that is how you're trained. Is like as like you, I mean, if you're able to think about it and get it out, that's one thing. But unfortunately, he's already disobeying commands. You know what I mean? Like he's already proving to you that he doesn't give a shit about your gun and badge. So further commands isn't really going to do much. I mean, really, honestly, the drop your weapon thing is liability. I mean, that's the world we live in. You're taught to put out those commands so that you can essentially tell that on body-worn camera, or if there's a witness watching, that you believe this person has a gun or a weapon. So right here, I mean, he's reaching in the waistband, and guys, as far as weapons go, when it comes to where bad guys are going to hold them, it's almost always the waistband, whether it's in the back, front, side. In the dip is what it's called. In the dip is where he has it, and that's typically where it is, where they do pack heat. But you can already see he's indexing for his fucking gun, or for whatever's in there. and I still can't see anything. But the way he just, like, I don't know about you guys, but I still couldn't ascertain whether there was a gun for sure or not. It's in the cum gutter. No, Elite Wolf, I mean, that's the thing, is he already has the jump on them. They're expecting the worst, or I'm sorry, they're preparing for the worst, hoping for the best type deal. So he has the first move. Luckily, he's in a compromised position, and, you know, they're trained to draw as quickly as possible. But, yeah, I mean, yeah, you got to be fast because you have to somehow beat them to the punch. It is a nightmare situation that, thank God, I was never in. I mean, here's the thing. It's either you or him. It is what it is. You have someone they probably don't know who this guy is. They probably haven't run anything on him. They don't know how dangerous he is or if he's a good guy or bad, whatever the case may be. All they know is that they have someone disobeying commands, reaching for something that's in their waistband that they're trying to arrest. It's just, I can promise, well, I'm not going to promise, but I don't know if this, you know, if it does make it to court, it just, to me, it's clear. I mean, what do you want this cop to do? Like, go for the fucking taser first? What, shoot the guy in the leg? I mean, all you can do is draw and shoot center mass, try to incapacitate. That's, this cop, unfortunately, had no other option.
Gun fired! 22-21.
And I'll let it play because I am curious to see if it was a gun. Because it might not have been, but I'm telling you, it really doesn't matter.
I got a male.
Well, it does, just because of optics. But as cops are trained, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you're wrong and you wait to confirm whether it's a gun or not, it's already in your face and you're getting squeezed on. So gotta have fast reaction. The Elite Wolf did 100%.
Let me see your hands, man. Do not reach for that gun.
Is this related to the crash or is it something else?
Yeah, no, Ellie, this was unavoidable. This is unavoidable. This is one of those scenarios that, like, from the experience and I've been, like, the path I've walked, this is one of those experiences where it's like, I know people that haven't been trained as a police officer and haven't been in the field, they come up with these things of like, oh man, like, a certain politician said something about, oh, I don't know why we got to shoot them, in the chest. Like, why can't you just take their legs out? I'm not, maybe maybe another time I'll go into how stupid that remark is, but this is what I'm talking about. It's someone saying, people saying things like that. It's like, dude, you really, that to me clearly demonstrates you don't know a thing about the shoes we walk in. You know what I mean? And that's just one of those is like, yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, as he's drawing, he'd say, drop the weapon. But I mean, thank God for body-worn cameras. This is where body-worn cameras are absolutely critical and very good for law enforcement. Because again, like, especially if this guy had a gun in his dip, I mean, there's nothing else to say. There really isn't. And I'm even saying, even if it was a fucking wooden gun or some stupid shit like that, like, you just can't do that. When you're being placed under arrest, you can't just go into your fucking waistband. Please, guys. Please, for the love of everything that's holy, if you guys are in the unfortunate circumstance that you're being placed under arrest, just follow commands. It really doesn't matter how wrong you think the cop is. Your day comes later in court, and it sucks. It is what it is. But trying to fight it can absolutely end in death. And guess what? You're not going to get away. Like, I mean, at least I wouldn't put my money on it. Like, ultimately, you just have to do as the cop says, or it's not going to go well. I mean, it is what it is. It sucks. Believe me. There are incidents that, unfortunately, people get arrested who shouldn't get arrested. You know, being a cop is being a human. So let's see. I'm sure they're gonna show the weapon.
22B07. Show me around.
Do me a favor. Go ahead and grab some gloves. Grab some
Oh,
gloves from the center console.
okay.
I got you.
It looks like he's still agonally
The gun's still in
breathing.
his waistband.
Up 10-7 on North Freeway. Express down at North Freeway.
What are they blurring out? Just like the blood?
Yeah. The gun's gonna be still in his waistband.
You pulled it out. Wait, Rowdy, you saw it or you've seen this incident? Okay, yeah. So obviously you had a gun, and that obviously is. I'm gonna assume that the cop saw it, but if he didn't, I still think I still think it was a good shoot. You know what I mean? But obviously seeing that gun is good confirmation. Coming from someone that has had a few run-ins with police, if you are going to do stuff and not follow orders, this sadly, yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's really the unfortunate part about all this, is you can avoid all of these situations, and I mean all of them, if you just follow commands. And I get it. There are bad cops there. There are people that get arrested when maybe they shouldn't. This happens. But guys, unfortunately, if a cop makes up his mind that he's going to arrest you, there's no going back. You know, they're making that decision, and you're not going to convince them. You know, like there's no like arguing your way out of it or anything like that. And I really wouldn't try to fucking flee. You know, like it's just bank on your day at court. That's all you can do. If you think you're in the right, you know, demand body worn camera footage, have your day in court, and you know, the way you want to approach this vehicle is just like a traffic stop. You want to cant your vehicle to where you can essentially approach to where this guy has to like button hook. He has to completely come out and turn his body. Like, you're going to have more time to draw down on him. And also, if you haven't gotten too far away, if you cant your vehicle, you use the engine block as cover, which is the only thing in any given vehicle is the only thing that's going to stop bullets. Windows aren't going to stop bullets. Doors aren't going to stop bullets. Nothing's going to stop bullets except that engine block. That's why you see the cars on traffic stops. You'll see the cruisers canted so that they can use it as cover if things break bad.
All good.
Yeah, you see this guy shaking. I mean,
We need
he's
some gloves. We need some gloves so we can get him out of the car. Hey, just somebody covered long.
Y'all shoot?
I shot, yeah.
All right, if you shot, stand back here, bro. I don't want you to vomit. Okay.
and that's very common too. If you see a police officer that, so this guy's a human. He just took a life. He's fucking freaking out. You can hear it in his voice. You can see he's shaking. Absolutely. The second backup gets there, get this guy out of there. Just completely. He doesn't have to be there at all because, I mean, obviously, you know, his decision making is compromised, and I mean, you need to think about debriefing this guy and getting him in. I mean, most departments nowadays mandate therapy after a shoot, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, no, that's common practice.
We need to get him out of the car and bring the raid guys.
Thank you for the hug, Angel. I appreciate that.